Hey, trillion dollar man here with you. Look, I've helped create over $1 trillion for shareholders. $1 trillion in shareholder wealth over the last 25 years, working with thousands of public companies to help them increase their stock price, build market support. And some of these companies have gone into great things. Some of them are now household names, a couple of them anyway. Look, you're probably wondering, why is your stock price low? I get the answer. You're probably wondering, why is my stock price low? Why are my competitors trading 4 times, 5 times higher than where we are, right? You may be thinking that. I have the answer for you. Because I should have quite a bit of experience helping companies turn around this situation. Here's what it comes down to: is 3 factors. Number 1 is the story. The story is about, it's gonna be 20% of the equation. Okay. It does help to have a finely tuned story. There's a couple things I work on with a lot of CEOs, help them really maximize the narrative to make it the most appealing to investors and the right kind of investors, right? Because do you want to reach retail? Do you want to reach family offices? If you're a small cap, you need either retail or family offices. You're not going to get hedge funds really, right? Now, number 2 is the big one. This is the big one. This is 60% of the equation, maybe even more. And that is audience. Do you have eyeballs on your stock? Because if a tree falls in the forest and nobody hears it, has it made a sound? If nobody knows your stock exists, you can have the best story in the world. You're not going to go anywhere. It's a fact. It's a fact. Look, if your stock is just treading water or sinking, you're drowning. And by the way, if you're treading water, if you're not going anywhere, you are drowning. It's just slowly. You may not realize it. The audience is extremely important. And one of the things, one of the advantages that Wall Street Report, my company, offers, the reason why we've been so successful, again, the numbers don't lie. The numbers are facts. These are facts who've helped, I don't know, countless companies double, triple their stock price. And those are small numbers, by the way. In the last, I don't know, 2 years, we've had 9 stocks that we've helped them increase their stock price between 10x and 50x. That's right, 1,000, between 1,000 and 5,000%. 1,000% on the low end, 5,000%. What is one of the better ones? That's pretty good. And by the way, that happened quickly. Now, we did have a good market. That definitely helps. But look at what other companies have done, and look what we've done before and after. We've been doing this for quite a while. Now, the audience is extremely important. What Wall Street Reporter or my company does is we help companies get in front of thousands and thousands of new investors every week. The reason why you may have a low stock price is you may have a great story. You think you have an audience because you hired an IR firm or whatever it is that you're doing. But the reality is this: the problem that you have is that if you hired an IR firm or some other media company, promotion, whatever it is, their audience is limited. Everybody has a limited audience, right? Even Wall Street Reporter's whole audience is limited. We have 100,000 on our email list, right? What happens is after a few months, if you hire an IR firm, they've shot their load. That's it. They've tapped into their entire audience. Anybody who was interested in your stock at that point probably bought it, or they're not going to buy it. So that's it. Anybody who's been in this business, you know how this works, right? If you've been running public companies, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, how come Wall Street Reporter does not have this problem? That's a great question. One of the big secrets that we have is we're able to scale our audience using a number of techniques that we've been doing for many years. That's why we're so consistent in being able to create this market support, liquidity, and increase stock prices. Okay. Because we're able to get constant new eyeballs on your stock. We're able to get thousands, actually, no, it's 50,000 plus new eyeballs on your stock every week on average with some of our key programs. What does that do? Imagine this. And let's say you're like the Rolling Stones. I don't know if I'm dating myself. That's a rock band. That's the first band I can think. Rolling Stones, Justin Bieber, whatever. Okay. Now, you're obviously extremely talented. Justin Bieber, Rolling Stones. I don't know who's whatever is a big band these days, right? You have a choice. You can either play in a small little bar with 20 seats, or you can be playing arena tours packed with 50,000 fans every week, different cities, 50,000 fans. That's what Wall Street Reporter does. Wall Street Reporter essentially it's like taking you a star on an arena tour from city to city, 50,000 new fans every week, paying tickets to get in, buying merchandise, telling their friends, who tell their friends, and that's how these stocks go viral. We have this down to a science. It's something that nobody else is able to do. I don't think you've ever heard anybody else talk about this, right? That probably should tell you something, right? Probably should tell you that. I think you may not. I may come across a little, I don't know, rough around the edges or what have you. You probably think, man, this guy knows what he's talking about. Okay, look, what Wall Street Reporter does essentially is that equivalent, taking a CEO. Because again, I'm not a star. You're the star. I can't sing. You're the guy who sings. You sing, you dance. We give you the audience. You're the talent. I'm just the impresario, the guy who puts together the concerts, promotes, fills puts asses in seats. Okay, sells tickets, and give you most of the money. Actually, public companies is all the money, really. So that's what happens. So we take you on these kind of arena tours, so to speak, with some of the tools we have. Now, it's not just the live streams. The live stream is the live streams, in case you didn't hear me, is actually a very tiny part of the equation. It's a very tiny part of the equation. It's really our syndicated news program. There's a couple of other little things that I can share with you should we have a conversation. But yeah, you need those audiences in order to get your stock moving. Now, the final thing is it's simple, but it's not easy. It's consistency. Consistency is probably 15-20% of the equation. What that means is you got to have a story, you got to get in front of audiences, but you got to do it consistently. And that also means news flow. Okay, the reason why your stock price is undervalued is you don't have consistency with your marketing. You may put out news once a month or whatever, or you do conference, you do some promotion here, yeah, you do some IR program, whatever it is, and you do it whenever. It's all ad hoc. It's whatever opportunity comes across the table. You do, then you stop in the summer, or you stop whenever you think that, oh, okay, the sector is very slow right now. Why should we waste money? That's basically called being inconsistent. And companies who do that generally tend to be undervalued. They tend to be undervalued companies. If I look at all our superstars, the CEOs, the guys who consistently outperform the market, where the stocks are going up, even in the midst of a massive bear market like we have right now, they are consistent. They are 100% consistent, whether it's the market is up or down. They have news every week. They're constantly speaking at investor conferences, not just Wall Street Reporter's events, other events as well. But what they're getting from us is they're getting the credibility of the brand. They're getting our special audience, and they're also getting our new syndication programs, which give them that massive, the big scaling of audiences. The arena tour, I should call it. So that's it. All you need to do, my friends, look, all you need to do if you want to become a 10x CEO, you want to be a 100x CEO, you want to maximize your full potential. You want to maximize your full potential running a public company. Why not? Look, you're only doing this. You're only going through life once, right? You're in the Super Bowl, right? Being the CEO of a public company is that's like the Super Bowl of business, of finance. How many businesses are there? There's billions of businesses. How many entrepreneurs get to become the CEO of a public company? It's like getting into the Super Bowl. Everybody wants to be, I don't know, whatever the sport is, everybody wants to be a player, but now you're on the field. You're on the field right now. Don't blow it. This is how many millions of other entrepreneurs would give their right arm for the opportunity that you have. It's an incredible opportunity, so don't blow it. All you got to do is those three things. Get your story right. Number two, which is even more important, is you got to scale that audience. You got to get massive numbers of eyeballs on your stock. Wall Street Reporter can help you do that. We've done that consistently for thousands of companies. Again, over 25 years. And number three is you got to be consistent. You got to put out news constantly, every 2 weeks minimum. You got to have a program in place to get in front of investors, not just a one shot. Don't be a dabbler. Don't be a dabbler. Be committed. You got to be committed. Anything, if you want to be successful in any type of business, it's a commitment, right? You can't just, hey, let's try this and let's try that, whatever. No, you got to have a system. You have to have a systematic approach, right? I have a systematic approach to increasing stock prices. That's why I'm the $1 trillion man, right? Nobody else out there can say that they've created $1 trillion in shareholder value. I have. I guess Jeff Bezos or whatever, those guys they've only done it for one company. I've done for an aggregate of, I don't know, a couple thousand. It all adds up, right? So certain companies, we help them increase value by 5 billion.
Well,
Those are larger companies. I think in one case, it went from like 200 million to or 400 million to 5 billion. Some we took from 5 million to 250 million. Things like that. 100 million here, a couple billion there. It all adds up over 25 years. I'm not just making that number up. $1 trillion. It's 1,000 billion. Look, I've done the math. Done the math. Pretty good at math. Okay. See you soon. I'll see you at the top. I will see you at the top. Okay. So if you're ready to become, if you're ready to maximize your full potential, become a 10x, 100x CEO, you want to become Wall Street Reporter's next super stock. Look, we have thousands of investors right now who've made a lot of money with our stocks in the last couple of years, with those 10x, 50x stocks. They know our track record. They're waiting for us to bring them that next big winner. Perhaps it could be your company, right? You can join the pantheon of the great leaders who became the great pantheon of leaders, CEOs, became 10x, 100x CEOs in Wall Street Report. That could be you, my friend. See you at the top.